Chad Shannon Strength. Here we go. Week number 7, upper body day number 1. So first lift of the week. Coming off of the log ladder medley on Saturday. So what I decided to do is kind of work on the components. I'm having trouble pressing the rack. Or pressing the log. Let's just go to the rack position. And this is my first time using my new safeties. They're a little bit shorter, but they work fine here back at the gym. It's a little easier to get the log in and out of here instead of down in the pit where the cage and everything's at. So, again, just a warm-up set here, set of 10. It's putting a little strain on the back of my neck, just getting in that position. I'm just going to have to, like I said, figure out how to stay tight, but keep my neck loose. That's the key. I just did 25-pound jumps and did my pyramid scheme warming up. So this is 115 for a set of 8. I did as many strict reps as I could. The difference between this week and last week. Last week I actually did strict press out of the cage. I had the bigger safeties. I could get in better position on the log. This week I got those shorter safeties, and I thought, I'm just going to take it out. Don't worry about the clean part and work on my push press, because I'm going to be push pressing. That's where I get my overhead power from. And it's amazing how much in what little time my overhead's always been so hard to strengthen compared to my lower body. And just these, basically 8 weeks, I was completely normal, and it's took me back this far. Never been the best log presser though, but still, it's gives you a little humility. Just appreciate what you got while you have it. So this is a 140. I do this for a set of 6. And I haven't added any equipment yet, really. Just my knee sleeves, just because I'm push pressing. I think something's off with my timing on the push press. I'm either going too deep or not deep enough, or it's like I'm trying to learn my new body. I want to put strict press on that one, and then I dip and drive a little bit on this one next to. There it is, set of 6. I was having a little tension or when I released the weight, back of my neck would kind of spasm a little bit. Now, next jump, 165. Last week I only got a set of 2, and it felt heavy. So I can tell week in, week out, I'm making slow progress. Will I be the weight of the contest day? I hope so. I mean, it's still 4 weeks out. I'm super close. Axle, I'm really close. Log, it just may take a while. But again, I'm kind of breaking this lift up into components, working on just the press part of the log. I do some just cleans later as well. So I was pretty happy with this 165. A set of 4. I feel like the more reps I get in, the more I guess more warm up. The more I warm up, the better it is. And you can tell this on my 4x4 too. So here I'm just trying to go up, do those 25-pound jumps just so I can top out and see what I get. So this is 190. Last week I was able to get a strict grip at that. accused myself in my head where kind of push back overhead. This log comes off in about the perfect spot from those safeties. And has a better execution than my 180 on Saturday. Now that looked like my first rep on Saturday, but that was my second rep of 10 pounds more. So I'm making slow progress. I can't beat myself up too much. It's going to take a while to build it back up to where it was, if I can get there. I just want to be able to go to a contest and at least be competitive. You don't want to go on 0 at a contest. Oh yeah, get you some smelling salts. All right, so is this the next jump? No, this is my 4x4. So I'll drop back down to 175. For some reason I thought I tried 205, but I guess I skipped it. So did a 4x4 here. So this would be about 78% of the top weight at the contest. And then next week I'm going to do a 3x3 of like 85%, and then a 2x2 of like 90%. Kind of doing those like powerlifting peaks, except for log press. So yeah, this week's 4x4 and everything, then 3x3, then 2x2, and then a week's contest should be 1x1. You're doing it. All right, this is the second set. I mean, that's almost a strict rep, honestly. It's like I dipped and I drove, but then I just stopped and then pressed it. Now that looked like a good push press. I put the energy into the log and pressed it. And again, the more repetitions I did at the work weight, the better it felt. So here's our third set. I wound up putting my belt on for this one because I was actually working on the axle there in the background a little bit too. Just took a wild hair and thought, hey, I need to do some axle touches, just work on the clean maybe. And then I thought, hey, I'm going to work up to that top weight again and see if I can't get it, because I think I could do the 225 axle. We'll find out later in the video. So 175 on the log here. And I really feel like these last two sets of 175 felt way better than the first two sets of 175. I don't know, my timing was finally coming around and everything was in sync, or I mean, that's what it looks like just from watching the videos. And that movement pattern was it's just drilling it back in. That decreased range of motion, it really does affect you. You wouldn't think it would matter a whole lot, but when you can't get your head back out of the way as good as you could before. So I'm chalking up pretty good for this one. Last set, I was glad to get to it. Sometimes those like 5x5s and 4x4s are some of those grueling workouts you can do, especially if they're moderately heavy. It's just like I don't enjoy them. I hate sets of 10 too, so I'm screwed either way. I mean, it just flew up. Perfect translation of energy into the vlog. Just a little sticking spot there, but hey, I was getting tired. That's the last set, so 16 reps of that total. I was really pleased with that 4x4, because last week all I did was an EMOM. I was working on a strict press and kept dropping, having dropped 5 pounds every rep of the EMOM, until I got down to like 145 before I could do a set of 5. So being able to do 175 for sets of 4 this week is absolutely on a good pace, I feel. Alright, so here I switched over to some axle. It's just working on the cleans. I just did 3 clean and press here. It's been 115. It's kind of some warm up weight. I feel like I've got a pretty good axle rhythm. A little off balance there. And one more just for old time's sake. But then, after this weight, I just go straight immediately to the opening weight of the first axle. So, the contest is going to be an axle 185, a log 180, an axle 205, a a log 205, an axle 205, and a log, or 225 I mean. So 6 implements total, 3 logs, 3 axles. Start off with the axle, which is good in my favor. So here's the 185. That's the contest opener. I've been super consistent getting this, no problem. I mean, looking at it, it looks like I need to lean back just a little bit more. Okay, so then I'll bump on up. This is 205, the second contest, second axle weight. Another reason I'm doing this, because it's a contest, I'm going to be tired. I'm going to have all those lifts in, and you're going to have to clean this stuff. So just getting the time under the tension, getting the weight in my hands while you're fatigued, because that's the reality of a contest. I mean, you're not always on your best. I mean, you can try to be, but this is the first event, so it should be as fresh as possible. All right, so here's the actual weight of the final axle, 225. I still feel like fresh. I could probably get this. But I'd done a complete, basically, log workout before I even decided to switch over to do some of this. Again, clean. Is this on point? Right where I want it. It's close. It's close. So, also what I did, I pulled out the log back out. Again, just working on time under tension when I'm fatigued. This is the final log weight, 225. I thought, hey, I want to know what that feels like cleaning it. Probably won't even try to press it. Decent clean. I still can't get it back and can't get my elbows up where I want them because my neck's in the way, my head's in the way. But I'm working on it. I think it's going to take definitely some muscle gains to compensate for that. Some anterior deltoid, yeah. So this is going to take some time. Upper pec. All right, so I took a wild hair and thought, hey, let's get rid of the clean. Let's see if I can just push press this axle 225 out of the rack. So this is my very last lift of the day right here. And I can tell you, I didn't get it. It's still about the same sticking point. Or timing of my dip and my press.